first of all, it's building a core team with a core culture of the startup. It started to grow much faster in the last couple of years than it used to. I mean, it evolved quite a lot. The infrastructure grew as well. That includes accelerators, incubators, VCs, and business angels, of course. So things are definitely better recently than they used to be. There are several differences. So first of all, angel investors are not structured. There are no rules related to angel investment. Usually the individuals putting in their own money based on their own gut feelings and their own principles and so on. Whereas venture capitalists usually have to stick to certain rules depending on whoever are the investors they have in the fund. So from this point of view, it's quite a difference. On the other hand, business angels are less willing to take shots in the darkness. So they would try to invest into safer deals. They would not spray and pray as some VCs can do. Moreover, usually angel investors get more involved into helping the startups. They are more into, finding ways, finding solutions than venture capitalists, because they do usually have a portfolio with less companies than VCs, so they can, they can afford doing that, and it's about their own money. It's hard to say. How should the marriage look like? I don't know. It depends very much on the angel investors and on the startup. So it's very much related to what they want to achieve, on how they want to achieve, and the way they are as personalities. So as I said, angel investors are individuals. They are different. Some of them, they get more involved. Some of them, they move into your office. Some of them are, less involved and more into, just getting some financial benefits out of it. They would probably get into making some recommendations or use their network and so on, but they would not get very much involved into really doing things. However, there should be a relationship based on trust. So it's very important that you have their trust and transparency. And definitely an angel investor can help and should help a startup. In the early stage, they should validate as many hypotheses as possible. So that's all about finding, proving that the assumptions are right. So first of all, it's building a core team with a core culture of the startup. And that's quite an important step. And then start looking for validations. So you may think the idea is good. You may think you have a market. You may think the market would buy your product. But unless you validate with as many hard evidences as possible, that's something that you should be looking for. And it's not validating. Validating doesn't mean that you have a friend that is buying your product. Is that you find patterns that can generate leads, patterns that can generate sales, patterns for product development, patterns for recruiting, for setting up offices, and so on. So I believe the most important part of an early stage startup is generating those patterns and, of course, surviving. First of all, it's something that usually startups don't pay enough attention to, is whenever they have a pitch deck, they should outline more details about their team. So they should explain why they think they can deliver the product, they can implement the idea, and so on, and whatever the wow factor is they have. It's like, I mean, cost, by example, is not a differentiator. Most of the startups would use this to enter the market and so on, to have lower prices than some other companies, but that's not a differentiator. You should show whatever, you know, is really embedded into whatever you're doing that will differentiate you once you're mature, and will keep you, you know, ahead of whatever else happens in the market. So that would be one. The second one is related to what I said before, is you should show what you validated until the moment you're pitching. So you should let the investors know that you are aware that some of the things have to be proven, and you should show how you prove them. And then very important is to be honest and transparent. So you know, you are going to have open books, so it makes sense that you show that from the beginning.